Everyone knows Simone Biles as one of the most decorated gymnasts ever. With a beaming collection of 30 world and Olympic medals, this 24-year-old sure knows how to stick the landing. But there's a lot more to the Olympian than you likely know about. In today's list, we're taking a look at all the little-known fun facts about the American gymnast. First on the list, she was adopted when she was young. Despite being the best in the game, Simone did not start her life with a silver spoon in her mouth. On the contrary, her family life was far from normal. Born in 1997 in Ohio, Simone, along with her 3 other siblings, had to part ways with their mother, who struggled with substance abuse and was unfit to look after the children. The athlete and her siblings spent a part of their childhood in foster care. Soon after, the athlete's maternal family stepped in to look after the kids. Her maternal grandfather, Air Force veteran Ron, and his wife Nellie, a retired nurse, took Simone and her younger sister Adria under their wing, while her great-aunt took in the other siblings. Later, in 2003, the grandparents officially adopted both the sisters, and thus they ended up becoming the official parents of their grandchildren. Simone's relationship with her adoptive parents was the cause of a minor controversy during the Olympics, when a commentator repeatedly referred to Ron and Nellie as her grandparents. He did, however, apologize later. According to the gymnast herself, "My parents are my parents, and that's it." Next, gymnastics run in the family. Simone isn't the only athlete in the Biles family. In fact, her little sister is also a trained gymnast. Growing up, the two were as thick as thieves. Naturally, they played together and eventually trained together as well. While Simone has been busy collecting medals after medals in her career, Adria too has been training and participating in competitions just like her older sister. While one is clearly more famous in her career than the other, the sisters continue to support each other in their sporting endeavors. When Simone won big time at the 2016 Rio Olympics, Adria couldn't be happier. "We were all cheering and crying and jumping up and down when she won. I just couldn't stop crying." At number 3, she has co-written a book. Simone doesn't shy away from telling her story, as she believes it could serve as an inspiration and encouragement for the readers. After her incredible performance in the 2016 Summer Olympics, the 19-year-old gymnast was given the opportunity to tell her side of the story about her journey so far. And thus, Simone's story came to life with the help of seasoned writer and editor Michelle Burford. The autobiography, Courage to Soar, A Body in Motion, A Life in Balance, came out back in November 2016 and made its way to becoming the New York Times young adult bestseller within 6 months of coming out. Next up, Simone found her love for gymnastics on a field trip. Her journey as an athlete keeps on getting interesting by the minute. Simone's love for gymnastics can be traced all the way back to 2003. The 6-year-old was out on a daycare field trip to the Bannon's Gymnastics when she started imitating older gymnasts. Safe to say, she was a natural at it and quickly caught the eye of the instructors there. They insisted that a talent like hers deserved to be polished and suggested that she return for additional lessons. Little did they know they were helping a future gymnast superstar. Did you know she left public school and was homeschooled? Ever since that field trip, Simone held on to her love for gymnastics, and in order to focus on the sport, she opted to leave public school when she was 15. Instead, she was homeschooled, which gave her time to focus more on her gymnastics training. The young athlete went from training 20 hours a week to 30 hours a week after she made the switch. No wonder she was able to bag 2 gold medals at the World Championships the very next year. Interestingly enough, Biles later shared her interest in attending UCLA. In fact, she went as far as signing a letter of intent back in 2014, but she ended up giving that up and decided to turn pro instead. Can't say we blame her. If she hadn't, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to witness her talent. At number 6, Simone has gymnastics moves named after her. You know, you're undoubtedly amongst the best in the game when they start naming moves after you. Simone has 4 gymnastics moves named after her. Her first signature move, dubbed the Biles, was a double layout half on floor, which the athlete has been performing since 2013. But you know what they say, there's always room for improvement, even if you're one of the greatest athletes out there. Simone made her move even more complex by adding a front layout in 2019. The other moves that bear her name involve a beam and a vault. Next, she doesn't shy away from speaking up. You'd be surprised to know a controversy ensued after Biles became the first female gymnast to perform Yurchenko double pike, which is a vault move that involves a round-off back handspring onto the springboard and then vaulting high enough to complete 2 flips in a pike position. But the judges ended up scoring her fairly low for the complex and risky move. They gave it a 6.6, a scoring value that is similar to less risky moves. The athlete didn't shy away from criticizing the International Gymnastics Federation. She straight up called them out for devaluing the point value of the move to discourage less seasoned athletes from attempting to perform it. Next, at number 8, Simone was diagnosed with ADHD. She hadn't gone public with her diagnosis, but when in 2016, hackers broke into the World Anti-Doping Agency's website, many athletes' private medical records were revealed, including Simone's. Turns out she was diagnosed with ADHD as a child and had to rely on Ritalin for her condition. However, the stimulant is one of the drugs on the agency's banned list. But Biles was quick to clarify that she in fact had approval from the USA Gymnastics to take the medication, which in her case was a therapeutic use exemption. She later took to Twitter to send out a firm message that taking medication to help with ADHD was nothing anyone should be ashamed of. Up next, Simone is afraid of bees. While she might look like Wonder Woman during her performances, Simone Biles is just a regular person who is afraid of bees. After winning gold in the 2014 World Championships in Nanning, China, a 16-year-old Biles was presented a bouquet of flowers on the podium when her fellow gymnast and silver medalist Larissa Lourdash pointed out that there was a bee in those flowers. You can imagine what must have happened afterwards. The young athlete let out a little scream, ducked, and ran off the podium to escape the little pest. She was, of course, a good sport about it, as she continued to laugh during the conundrum. Next, she owns a line of leotards. With all the Olympic glory rewarding sponsorship deals and just like gymnastics, Simone has taken the world of business head-on. She landed an impressive amount of endorsement deals after her amazing performance at the 2016 Olympics, but it was her previously signed deals that gave her her own line of sportswear. In 2015, Simone signed massive deals with Nike and GK Elite Sportswear. The latter was clearly impressed by her growing popularity and struck a deal with the athlete for her unique leotards. Speaking of leotards, Biles' own leotard is pretty interesting as well. She wears a rhinestone goat on it, which according to her is partly to take a dig at the haters and partly to inspire kids. The GOAT is an acronym for greatest of all time that's supposed to encourage kids to own their achievements instead of downplaying them. We don't know about you, but we're getting major Tony Stark vibes from Biles' GOAT. Remember Edith in Spider-Man Far From Home? At number 11, Simone is a tiny package of power. Generally speaking, gymnasts tend to be relatively shorter than athletes from other genres of sport. It is their short height that helps them with highly complex maneuvers on the floor. But even for a gymnast, Simone is short. Standing at just 4 feet 9 inches, she's roughly the average height of a female gymnast. In fact, Biles was the shortest out of all the 555 athletes that were representing the United States in Rio 2016. But she's never had a problem with her height. The gymnast also pointed out time and time again that it's never about the size difference. At the end of the day, it's about what you do and loving your body. She certainly is a tiny but mighty package. And lastly, Simone finds happiness in pizza. While it's true gymnasts have to watch what they eat, considering their career depends on their fitness, Simone likes to let go every once in a while and enjoy a slice of pizza. She's not afraid to let her fans know that she too loves the cheesy goodness. She even posted a picture on her official Instagram account with the caption, "Happiness. Can't say we disagree." That's about it for today's video, folks. Let us know which fun fact surprised you the most about the star athlete. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.